So the more I've been kind of testing out iOS 26, and the more I kind of just look at it, the more I realize that some of these older types of iPhones could have actually ended up getting iOS 26. Now, I don't necessarily think that the iPhone 10, 100% should have gotten this version of software. Like, I genuinely do feel like the iPhone 10 is one of those types of devices that, isn't necessarily still that fast or anything like that. It's just not a good device. But from a background processes standpoint, when I look at the iOS 26 update and the things Apple ended up changing and the things Apple might actually end up having to walk back on, possibly on the liquid glass, display situation, I do feel like an iPhone 10 probably could have also supported this version of software, let alone the iPhone 10s. Now, with the iPhone 10, this is a 2017 phone, so it came out quite a bit of time ago. It's not the latest and greatest anymore. It is a little bit of an older device, as we probably would have expected. But here's the thing with the iPhone 10. This phone, I would say power-wise, actually isn't doing that bad from a power perspective. Of course, this thing isn't as fast as it used to be, but on iOS 16, it still is actually doing a pretty good job. And I do think on iOS 18 and iOS 16 compared to iOS 26, there are lots of different changes and stuff. But the raw features Apple added within iOS 26, I genuinely don't see how this particular device, the iPhone 10, couldn't have, actually been able to be supported on iOS 26 when it came down to it. Again, I'm not mad that this phone did not get iOS 26, let alone 17 or 18, but I do feel like when I kind of look at it, it's actually kind of surprising because in a way, I feel like a phone like an iPhone 10, even when compared to an iPhone 11, there's some big differences and stuff like that, but I do feel like iPhone 10, could have probably gotten this version of software. But again, I'm not too upset about it. If there was some sort of big feature release where Apple went through and they dropped some really big feature on our particular iPhone that was performance heavy, then I would be like, okay, that makes sense. Let's, for example, split screen multitasking. I would say, okay, this phone cannot support that because there's just not enough RAM. But I feel like looking forward, this is one of those things where hopefully in the future, our iPhones can stay, longer, and if Apple's going to drop them, hopefully they drop them for good reason and not just because they've been available for so many years now. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.